Welcome back to Your Sovereign Soul. My name is Sienna, and I am one of the coaches here at YourSovereignSoul.com. So today's topic is why the desire to have your narcissist or toxic person back into your life after discard or after you leaving them is so exceedingly strong that it makes no sense based on the actions that they had created up to the discard or you leaving them. So this is an interesting phenomena. I believe and I know that anytime you leave a relationship, whether just a normal one, there is still a longing to a degree for that person because you've gotten used to them. You were intimate with them. You shared your life with them. With a narcissistic or toxic person, it is the same thing. You're still going to want them back to a degree, even though you know that they're not good and it's good that you're not with them anymore. The desire for them is abnormally strong, especially with a narcissistic person. And there obviously is a reason for this, because people say it's because there's the trauma bond. You were trauma bonded to this person. So it's like an apparent, or I've actually heard that it's stronger, and then don't quote me, but stronger than a heroin addiction withdrawal is a narcissistic withdrawal. There is this very strong desire to have them back, like they're your drug, even though you know they are not good for you. So that is your lay person's terminology. You're dealing with a trauma bond, and that's all fine and good. And that could just be what it is. But obviously my channel is to go a little bit deeper, and having experienced it myself, it is definitely spiritual in nature. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean you can decipher it whatever works best for you. Spiritual means that there's something more going on underneath the surface. And so when you leave your narcissistic person, or they leave you, there is a lot of cords that are attached to you and that person. And so a lot of the spiritual things that you should do to basically cut that cord, and you can do exercises on YouTube on how to cord cut. I probably cord cutted with my ex probably 30 times. Does it work? You know, it's all your intention. So cord cutting, there is, setting intentions that any, agreement that you have made with that person in this lifetime, in any lifetime, whether conscious or unconscious, any vows, any contracts that you are, as a sovereign soul, deciding that they are null and void at this time, and that they cease to exist. So I would put that in as well. So you're dealing with, this is my point of view, something deeper and very spiritual. So even though I did the cord cutting, even though I, intentionally did the vows, even though I prayed daily, sort of for my own salvation, but I also prayed for his salvation in a sense, and not salvation like he's going to go to some utopia, but really a salvation from the narcissistic, lack of better word, but demon within him. Because I feel that that whole experience that he is going through is being taken over by some sort of parasitic entity. And I mentioned to you before in other videos that we all have that. We all have the ability, or not the ability, but the basically we can be taken over by parasitic entities, lower vibrational entities. It's based on where our frequency generally is in our life. If it's higher, the chance of being kind of attached by these entities is less possible. When it's lower, yes, they're going to feed on you. Just like regular parasites we have in our body. We have parasites that, are within our own body sometimes. We also have parasites that come on the outside of our bodies. But this is like a spiritual parasite, and I truly believe in it. If you don't, click off. But I believe that a narcissistic relationship, there is, maybe not all of them, but there is a very high degree of parasiticness that happens obviously with the narcissist and the parasite that is attached to them. But also when you're with the narcissist, that parasite is by proxy feeding on you too. And so when you leave this this narcissistic person on a spiritual level, you almost feel the starvation of that parasitic entity, and you are just within yourself because you've been feeding it while with this person for so long that you kind of go into withdrawals yourself. And it's a hard topic to completely articulate because you have to almost feel it. And it's just it is, like I said many times before to many people, when you're in it, it does not feel natural. It feels a little bit, and I've said this before, that you are living in kind of a quasi reality during this whole time, where the world that you see and the world that you're living in isn't quite, it's like you're not completely in it. You're in it, but not of it. It's a weird feeling. It's like you're between dimensions, even though you are in this one. And it's almost like on some sort of spiritual level, and I don't like saying fighting a battle, because I think it's more of a purging. It's a reclamation of yourself. And although it is extremely painful, as I said in my last video, the loss of them, part of that loss is that parasitic pull back to them, that only they will sort of heal and heal that pain that is within you, and that no one else will do. And to the degree that in the early stages, and this is for in talking about myself, but I've actually talked to other people who have said the same thing, there is this sort of like praying that you're doing also for them, that they will, there's a hope that you have that they will see themselves, and that they will be like, man, whoa, I was like not operating in the highest integrity within that relationship, and there's something amiss going on, and I need to look at myself. And that they're going to look at themselves and come back, as this, knight in shining armor, or a woman in shining armor if you're a man, or however you guys have it. And you have this hope. So despite everything you're going through, there is this hope, this almost, you don't even want to tell people, although they know, there's this hope that they will redeem themselves and come back to you. And I've seen it on other people, this hope. And it is sad, but it is true. And even though you're healing and you're getting on with your own life, and you're like purging emotionally, and you're changing physically, and you're becoming a different version of yourself, the intensity of the bond that you shared with this other human was so strong, to the degree that it was supernatural, that of course there is a side of you that hopes that they can come back and they will change, because you know that you couldn't take them back again, hopefully, whether it was the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time, based on who they are. And so when you are no longer with them, that pull or that desire to have them back, it does slowly start dissipating, to the degree where, as the days turn into weeks, as into months, and maybe even years, although there is maybe sometimes a sense of fondness towards them in your mind, and that you miss the good times. And if you're an empath to a degree, or someone who is highly sensitive, you may almost feel their kindredness towards you, and their almost childlike soul, and you want the best for them. That union is done, that you can no longer be with them, and that you basically have to move on. And it is an interesting feeling when you get to that place, which is where I'm at, where like I will always love this person, because of our spiritual connection and because of the journey we went on. But at the end of the day, my soul or my spirit or whatever you want to call it realizes and knows very truly that they do not serve me, and that I cannot allow them to feed off of me anymore. That they were fracturing by being with them. I was becoming a fractured aspect of my soul to the degree that I would have and could have either be turned into a narcissistic person myself, or I would have been an empty shell with nothing left to give. And so realize that if you're in this place right now and you're just pining for them and thinking that they will be the answer to your prayer if they come back, and your heart will feel so full and they will give you back that feeling, realize, and I know this is a hard thing to think and to realize, that it is not true and it is not permanent. Even if they came back today or tomorrow, the 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 duration of success with the two of you becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and you lose even more and more of yourself. So it is not worth it. It is better to accept where you are, and like I've said before, to allow yourself to go through this dark night of the soul, a purging, and knowing that you will become a better version of yourself by going through it. And I understand that that is not an easy thing for me to say, because I know if you're in it and you're watching this and you're in a lot of pain and it doesn't seem like it's going to end, and you don't think you're ever going to not have all your thinking revolve around this person, trust me when I say you will. You will be free of them in that sense. But like a deep, deep spider bite, where you have a scar from it, let's say, they will always be an imprint on your soul. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. It is showing how deep you, as this beautiful being, can love someone. And it says a lot about you. But you're here for bigger things, and you're here to allow yourself to love yourself, but also to receive it back from someone unconditionally. And so that is my hope and my prayer for you. If you would like to talk to someone, you can go into yoursovereignsoul.com. Myself and Idonna are both coaches, but really anyone, someone to listen to you while you're going through what you're going through. If you guys would like, if you guys can like this, this video or any of our videos or any of my videos, that would be really wonderful. I am new here. We are new here. I'm hoping to just really, more than anything, help all you out who are in that place that's such a hard place. And that is what I'm here for. So I wish you well on this beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next time.